I don't care. It's cold, it's raining. I am not going in there and taking off my clothes. I'm not doing that. I'm a serious broadcaster. I'm not What? No? What? How much? Well, listen, for God's sake, everybody's got a price, but I'm not taking it all off. Now, you may have thought, and possibly rightly, I don't know, that naturists were all basically rather elderly, but as you can see here, they're not. I'm surprised to see so many young families. How long have you been doing this?
About 5 years now. 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. So this is Mr. Naturist, Mrs. Naturist, and Baby Naturist. I am not naturist at the moment, but things may change. I mean, is it, thank you, Adam. Is it, there's a cut there, you see, Adam. I don't actually understand, and I find it difficult to understand what the excitement of doing it naked is when you could do it with very few clothes on, but just perhaps keep all the little bits out of the way. I mean, what's the...
It's the freedom. It's the freedom. You see, now, if you'd taken your trunks off, you'd know.
It does come down to a sort of a sexual titillation in a way, doesn't it? Because the only parts of you here that aren't shown ordinarily are your sexual organs.
Not titillation. The fact that society in general doesn't display their sexual organs, that's a reflection or a problem for society at large. The fact is that here we're doing just exactly what we want to do in a feeling of security and freedom and enjoyment and pleasure.
Do you think because a lot of people have lives that don't offer them much excitement now, that's why people are doing this?
I don't know about excitement. Probably people have lives that are far too full of stress. I mean, stress is a dreadful thing. It gets everywhere. And here there's no stress, there's no hassle. You come here for 3 hours, you do something which the general public might think something very different, something almost scandalous. And it's not at all. It's extremely pleasurable.
How long does it take you to overcome the obvious initial embarrassment?
About 2 minutes.
Really? What about people from outside? I noticed when I was coming in, people trying to look through the windows and things like that here. How do you cope with that?
Well, we don't worry about it. Most people are inquisitive at some stage, and that's really how you get involved in the first place, is by becoming inquisitive. Most of us actively encourage that sort of thing to a certain extent, not over the top, but...
I mean, do you do other things? Do you do dinner parties and have meals like this?
Well, we don't, but there's no reason why you couldn't. There's no reason why you can't do anything with your clothes off that you could do with your clothes on. No reason at all.
Yeah.
I mean, you were born without clothes, so why put clothes on?
Yeah. Are you fashion conscious when you're wearing clothes at all?
I'm more conscious of my size when I've got clothes on.
Of your size?
Yes.
Because you're quite I mean, I had known that you are quite a big lady. I just hadn't noticed because I'm trying to avert my gaze all the time.
Yes. Because when you've got clothes on, you are conscious of your size. When you've got no clothes on, you don't take any notice.
I mean, what about you, Andy? You're quite a big guy too, aren't you?
That's very true. I'm embarrassed to go swimming in swimming trunks, but swimming naked, I don't know, it's a completely different sensation. There are no inhibitions anymore. There's no fear, no intimidation.
Are your family naturists?
Sorry?
Are your family naturists?
No, they're not. No, I'm the only one of them that actually is.
And what do they think about it? Do they think there's something strange about their son?
Not particularly, no. They find it quite amusing, to be quite honest. Something to talk about over Sunday dinner, that type of thing.
There are children here as well.
And they are the children of loving parents who've been brought here. This is a form of recreation that can be enjoyed by families or by people who are not families. The fact that there are children here is a complete red herring. I don't mean that nastily, but it's got nothing to do with the case. The children are not at any risk here whatsoever. In fact, many of the parents at this pool would tell you that they could safely leave the children here in parts of the pool when they wouldn't dare leave them if there were large numbers of textile, that's dressed, clothed people around.
This is a serious question. What about the problems of perverts? Because there are some very young children and there are some teenage boys and girls. I mean, some people could be mistaken for saying, well, perhaps people come there because they want to see young children naked.
Well,
There is always a possibility, I suppose.
Do you vet the people who come here?
no.
Well,
Anybody as long as they get their clothes off can come in.
well, no. Mainly it's members of CCBN, which is the Central Council for British Nature, or people who are actually members of different naturist clubs.
So, I mean, for you, really, it's rather like being a member of the Caravan Club or something similar.
Yeah, something similar to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a way of life for us.
46 1000. James Whale.